Well, there you are. Again, Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, Delphi murders. Richard Allen acted alone? Question mark. Perhaps. Before we do, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, the information's in the description for Cash App. My handle is Charlie Greer Podcast. And for Zelle, it's my email. It's all in the description. Let's do this. So I haven't done like a Delphi murder episode in a minute. Probably a month, maybe. Been a while. And let's pray for Abby and Libby, their families, law enforcement, to spread the blessings, man. This is a tragic story. And I'm fascinated by this Delphi case. I'm not a true crime podcaster. If you're clicking on here and want to go on a deep dive, that ain't me. Okay. There's others that are a lot better. Ruckus Rocks, Sleuth Intuition, Unresolved Crime. There's a bunch. So, Richard Allen acted alone? Question mark. Did he? Is he the super criminal that? I don't think he did. I have a feeling that. There's this. Okay, so the facts that we know was this Anthony Shots account was communicating with Abby and Libby. And whoever's behind that, Anthony Keegan Klein, whoever said, "Oh, I was supposed to meet him that day." So they're being catfished, led to a place, and then out of the blue, some other little chubby dude comes along and it's not connected. Is that what we're supposed to believe? With everything that they've shown, like the bridge guy, and he was short, he was stocky, he was, there's 3 recordings of that down the hill that sound different. This, and then the young guy that they were in the old sketch, and then you knew what? You need like an Excel program to keep up with the. So the facts are these are the facts that they've really, Delphi, information on the Anthony _Shots account. They did that in what, 2019? I think October 2019. Who knows? Yeah, it's something like that. Again, I'm not a true crime bad guy. So they want more information on that Anthony Shots account related to the Delphi, right? That Anthony Shots account has spawned like a big investigation, like the biggest in Indiana history. Yet we're led to believe, and it was Keegan Klein was behind that, and someone else using his stuff. Who could it be? I don't know. Then that's separate from this Richard Allen. Is that what we're supposed to? That's the facts. That's what we're supposed to believe. And Richard Allen is some kind of super criminal that got away with it for how many years? 6. How many years has it been? Maybe 6 years. Or did he hack? Or did he catfish a catfisher? Did he hack into Keegan Klein stuff and knew that was going to go? And see, I don't. Strange. And I was watching this other podcast because I've taken a break from the Delphi, to tell you the truth, because I've had, it just you need a breather. So we know he worked at the CVS. There's only one CVS in that little town. It's a small town. People go to the CVS to get candy and their photos developed and this and that. And I can't believe people are still getting photos developed. I mean, we're living in a digital world, but it's a small town. People have cameras. And do they sell film? I mean, I guess. The Patties had went in there and got their film developed. Did the girls see him? Did they even know him? Had they seen him? And maybe that's the fascination with them. Was he developing pictures of them at playing softball or whatever they were doing? And people are pervs in their personal lives. So did he know the client? Again, behind the scene, like online, you use fake profiles. Not me, but these people do. Never used a fake profile. But that's how they communicate. That's how they so that they know, not know, but have they seen him? So if he is, let's just say he is, because in that affidavit, they say they believe he's the guy on the bridge. He's the bridge guy. It's Richard Allen. Okay. And he's like, guys, down the hill. Did they go, hey, wait a minute, you're that, did it take him a second? Because he had his, did they first like, okay, fine, just get, point the gun at me or whatever was going on. Then after a minute, they're like, wait a minute, you're that fool that works at the CVS where I get my Skittles and get my photos developed. Then he, again, I don't know. They would comment below. What do you think? I mean, you would know in a small town, wouldn't you know a guy that works at CVS and you're in and out of there? I'm not saying that I can prove that they were, but if their parents wouldn't they go along? Or if you get sick, that's the only place you can go. The CVS was like the store in town. There's nothing. It's a small town. Or did they, was he trying to do, I don't even know what he was trying to do. But then when they recognized him, he's like, oh my God. And that's why he reacted like he did. Maybe he wasn't gonna, but then he had to because he snapped. And maybe they said something funny like, you're that fat guy from CVS? And what? He snapped. I just can't wrap my head around the facts, which are the Anthony_Shots account. And then this Richard Allen, but the Anthony_Shots account kind of relates to them going to the trail. How would he know? Or is it just separate? Like, just dang, it's a coincidence. I know there's coinkydinks in life. But how would he? I don't know. Is it connected? Are they all snitching on each other? That's another thing. Is Keegan Kline just spewing? And Richard Allen, again, we wouldn't know if he was. I used to live in LA for 24 years. I ran the Hollywood streets, LA, this, that, and the other. I've had roommates that were like criminals. I've been around. Matter of fact, some of the business types, they're criminals, or they got moved up to anyway. They usually have somebody around that they can actually use as a fall guy or a setup. Yeah. Just so they just playing him with the evidence, or he or she, whoever, a fall guy, someone set up, who honestly doesn't really know exactly what's going on. If it's online, you're using fake profiles. Well, you don't know who these fools are. I know this for all through. This is old as time. It seems to me that Richard Allen is like low on the totem pole. Yes, he was involved somehow. I get a good feeling he was. I think there's others involved. Again, I can't prove this. Matter of fact, I don't even investigate on my own. I'll do a little Googling or whatever. And lately my computer's crashing and shit. So quite honestly, I'm parroting what I hear from other people's podcasts. Am I the only one that admits that? Again, I'm not a true crime podcast. My podcast is all over the place. I'm talking about everything. But I watch these same videos, not as much as I used to, but then they come and act like it's new information. No, it ain't, man. You're just repeating what so-and-so said. So I admit, I'm parroting. I'm like a parrot, like a bird, a parrot. So I'll watch these other podcasts, kind of congeal what I think is relevant, and then make my own mind about it. Which I think a lot of others do, but they act like they're, So also that criminal element that I lived in, I was submerged in LA, and these criminal, it's everywhere. You get your spidey senses, right? And you can read through bullshit. So that's hard to, there's just something about this that there is others involved. I think there might be a few more, but I can't prove it, It could be just further down the trough, or again, it could be, if we're going by the facts, that Richard Allen is the perp. He's the guy. Which is separate from the Keegan Kline thing, supposedly. I don't know. I have a feeling that they're going to plead out. This Richard Allen guy is going to plead out, take his, And then they're going to seal this case. We're not going to know. And I've said this since day one. I've always said that there's something about this case that they're going to, whether it's just, see, I think there's corruption in everywhere. Not total, but, and I was talking to someone, another podcaster, and I was like, look, it's usually pre-crime corruption, meaning you do stuff corrupt, but once the crime is done, then it's hard to corrupt other people that don't know what's going on. You're not going to corrupt a whole, I don't care how many secret groups they're involved in or whatever, or the coroner or this or the filing clerks and this, that. Yeah, that's hard to do. You can't, it's just try to get 5 people to do what you want them to know. But pre-crime, then you can do some sleazy shit, criminal, and then once the crime's done, then you got to cover up what you did. Granted, use a little corruption to cover it up. You can't go out and, hey, come here, I want to ask you a favor. None of that. I mean, because even people that are a little corrupt, if they see that you're doing even worse corrupt shit, man, they'll snitch you out. They'll be like, fuck you. I ain't gonna, excuse my French, but I clicked that button and it went for kids. So that's what I feel that they, I don't know what it is. It might be stuff, again, I've said this before, they might be in their personal lives. Like people that are doing some like creepy stuff online. They're swingers, they're whatever they are. They don't want the people in the community. You know what I mean? People are people. They might be on the down low. Who knows? That but they know of each other, and then they'll just cover up for themselves. Forget about anybody else. They just want to say like, damn, I was at that one party at one time and I did have a conversation. I don't want people to know I don't know him. Technically they don't know them, but they were, could that, what is that? Because that's, I'm picking up on something like that. I'm picking up there's these people online, they're on dating sites or something. Something is amiss in this case where there's other people that know certain things, but they don't want to come out and say, shit, no, I'm gonna get wrapped in, involved in this can of worms. Comment below. What do you think? Is Richard Allen the only perp? Is he the only perpetrator of this crime? Are there others? Is it tied with the Keegan Kline case? And what was Keegan during the crime? He was somewhere and tapped into someone's internet, and friend 1 and friend 2, the cousin, his father. It's just all, for one, they could all be perps. I mean, not perps, but CIs and confidential informants. I have a feeling that it could be, nowadays in our the system, that's how they catch people. They use CIs. Hopefully this will go to trial and we'll find out. I just don't know that I have a feeling that he may plead out, or will they let him plead out? Will this stuff get thrown out is there inadmissible evidence? Because there was mistakes made in the 2017 or 29, whenever that presser was, where he might be in the room. That is a crazy presser. They said they had to switch gears. Well, what gear were you in, man? Are you going in reverse? I guess you are in reverse, because that's what you would. You're not going in overdrive because you have to, what did he say? We're going in one direction, we had to go in the other. That's reverse. So they had to go back and be like, oh shit, like maybe another saying why they didn't know about Richard Allen. His, chubby ass was walking around for like 5 years in plain sight. They made a mistake, like it was a clerical error, which could happen. But didn't they, the FBI or somebody, they messed up the video from the gas station, all this stuff. There's rumors there was a fingerprint lost. And how do you lose a fingerprint? You're like, oh, I spilled some coffee on the fingerprint. Dang. I mean, I don't know. It seems suspicious. One way to get that, see, that's another thing, is to play dumb. Sometimes the smartest thing to do is to play dumb. So you want to get rid of some evidence. It's, man, I'm just dumb, When in reality, you just need to get rid of it. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying that it seems, again, go back to the facts. It's this Anthony Schatz account communicating with Libby and Abby, and then they raided the Klines, And then maybe, I guess what they're saying, separate from that was this Richard Allen character, this stalking, happened to be in that mode to do this crime that's separate from the Kleins? Or is it because right after the river search, that they went after, they started raiding Richard Allen? Is Keegan like a major CI in this? Is he's a witness? Did he realize right off the bat, like, oh, was he selling access to this account? Like even hourly, like, hey man, cash at me some $100. I'll give you a password to this account for like an hour, maybe, and then you change the password. Was he doing that? They said there was transaction online. Was that what was going on? Did he just know? And he didn't know. They had some kind of weird profile name. He don't know who these people are. Again, my humble opinion, it's speculation, it's assumption. I'm not trying to say that I have no idea. This case kind of drives me crazy though, that like, and again, I've taken a break from it for a while because it's just like shit. I mean, well, it's just all over the place, pardon me. They, so if you go back to the beginning, the first sketch, and then the second one, the young dude with the curly hair. Well, where's he? How does he? And they said he's responsible. Richard Allen looks nothing like this young dude. And they added one more word, guys, and then a second of video. What was that? Why would they have to? What were they? It doesn't make any sense that they're claiming there's 47 seconds of this video. Why are they releasing them? Are they holding it back for the? Again, you can't release everything. We didn't know about the bullet between the victims before this Richard Allen thing. Planting a bullet is one of the easiest ways to frame someone. Let's just get that out of the way. Matter of fact, Richard Allen's attorney, well, he specializes in stuff like that. A case before that, he got it. The same thing. It was a bullet left. It was ejected. It matched. So he got kicked out of court. It was inadmissible. Is that why he picked these dudes? Or did that guy come to Richard Allen like, hey man, I've done this before. This is, and what did they find in Richard Allen in the search? And they were digging in his yard, and there's rumors of they dug up a cat, and one video I was saying that the evidence wasn't treated properly, like they had it in plastic bags, and that's a no-no. You got to put everything in like brown paper bags because of moisture and mold, and yeah, I'm not a police officer, but yeah, it's just stuff like that. I have a feeling that, well, I know for one, we're not getting all the facts because you have to hold back the facts. The police have to. You can't just say everything, then think you're going to go to court. No, you have to, hold stuff close to your chest. But just the thing, Robert Ives, the prosecutor in the beginning, who resigned. Well, later on, he said, man, there was so much physical evidence, old school evidence. Forget about the new technologies, that this should have been solved in like 72 hours. And he's talking about probably bullet evidence, fingerprints, footprints, tire tracks, stuff like that. He was talking about, he said if it happened in the 60s, we would have had this, wrapped up. He said a lot of people there thought, oh, this is, what was he meaning by that? And why did he resign? Did he too be like, oh shit, there's no, did he know something was afoot? Maybe a little bit of corruption. I'm not saying it was, they weren't painting in like broad strokes. It's just that he knew something was, and he didn't want to get involved. He was like, man, this is a shit show. I don't want to, I'm getting old anyways. I just shit. Comment below. What do you think? I mean, and that presser, wasn't it a 2019 presser where like, he might be in the room? Why would you say that? Obviously to get a reaction from someone or everyone. Were they just like fishing for you know? And then why search the river so many years later? Who told them? Well, they were talking to Keegan Klein. So it seems obvious that he was the one. And what did they find? They're not going to say anything. And then right after that, boom, they get Richard Allen. Yet it doesn't seem, I don't know, is the Anthony Shots account has to be related because they said it was. Now they're kind of claiming it was. I mean, I don't know. Comment below. Do you think it is? I don't know. I have a feeling it is. I have a feeling that Keegan Klein is a CI. He's snitching. He's like, you know. Could be, perhaps. Again, speculation, assumption. I don't know. But this is just the strangest case I've ever seen. It just doesn't make sense. The first sketch was the old guy, and then there's this new dude. No one looks like this new dude, this young dude. He could be 18 to 41. 18 to 41. That could be anybody. I mean, have they even mentioned this younger sketch? He's the one responsible, they said. They said that. Where did they get that young sketch? Who is he? Can't they figure it out? I mean, have they figured it? I don't know. Richard Allen doesn't look like either of them, I don't think. I don't even think he looks like the bridge guy. I haven't heard enough of his voice to hear if he is the guy on the recording down the hill. It's strange. I think that this is going to be, he's going to plead out. I think that they, or turn state's evidence. Does he know? Does he know more than what he's saying? Is he trying to keep it cool and maybe people will come forward and then he's going to get to the point? I mean, they've got him in isolation. That'll get you. You're not talking to anybody. You're in this room. It's cold. It's you think you can. You think you're tough. Till you get in that situation, isolate now, probably feeding him shit. And everything he's used to as far as his social life and what he liked to do, that's gone. You become a different person. You spawn a personality you didn't know existed because you're just think how his mind is racing and chasing. Eventually, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to snitch. I'm going to, guard, get me the. I don't care how many times he's been threatened or this, that, and the other. He's going to snap. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. It just seems that right around the time they pulled out Keegan for that day, and then they're searching the river. And what was it, a week later or 2 weeks later, they raided his place? Is that another is it all just coincidences? Like, well, just a coincidence, And why was Keegan Klein allowed out after they had already arrested him on these charges? And then he was running around for a couple of years, and they got him. And then this Richard Allen, no one knew about him, and he was around for like almost 5 years. Or over 5 years. Is it just? I know that they weren't prepared for some kind of complicated case like this, the law enforcement, I should say. But they had state police come in. They had the FBI. It's hard for me to think that they're that incompetent. I don't believe. I mean, I don't know. I hope not. Shit, we need people that are competent, that can, that know what they're doing, especially with crime, against kids. Yeah. We shall see. I think there's other people involved. I know we're not getting the full story. Do you think he's going to plead out? Do you think he will snitch out other people? Do you think Keegan Klein's a snitch? Do you think friend 1, friend 2, the cousin, his father, whoever? There's so many, the Vegas dude. Huh? Yeah, it could be all those people. Comment below. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. That's the best way to support the channel. If you do want to support the channel, The information's in the description for Cash App. My handle is Charlie Greer Podcast. And for Zelle, it's my email. You can figure it all out. It's apps. There's no links or any of that stuff. But I do this every day. I'll be back tomorrow. That's right. But I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.